Namaskar. It is welcome all. Thanks to Rajeev Thorat and few others. Garje Marathi is starting with this new initiative, and it is one of the unique initiative because by tradition we Maharashtrians have not ventured into this field much. आणि हे खूप महत्वाचं फील्ड आहे. पीपल हॅव मेड टन्स ऑफ मनी इन दिस. देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ future, lot of prospects in this, and I have seen people from all walks have shown interest. Though we are not only 19 here, I'm very positive there will be lot many more people. I'll just give you a quick my this thing concept or idea about why we are together. As in Garje Marathi has got a very basic principle that there is no position, there is no election. Only those who want to lead, those who want to take responsibility, they take responsibility and run the initiatives. So there will not be any committee, there will not be any subcommittee or treasurer or anything for this project. So we all will work together, and it is for individual benefit, but it is for the community also. So आत्ता आम्ही इथे जो गरजे मराठी व्हेंचर कॅटलिस्ट म्हणून एक ग्रुप बनवलाय, इट इज समवॉट ऑन द सेम प्रिन्सिपल्स. व्हेंचर कॅटलिस्ट मध्ये आपले लॉट मेनी हाय नेटवर्थ इन्व्हेस्टर्स, दोज हू वॉन्ट टू इन्व्हेस्ट इन व्हेरियस startups, they have come together, they evaluate startups, they help each other to evaluate, and then they invest their own money. This will be sort of a similar thing that we will do here. आपल्याला माझी स्वतःची अशी इच्छा आहे, अँड आय नो दॅट ऍक्च्युली यू विल नॉट बिलीव्ह, आय नो सम ऑफ द मराठी इन्व्हेस्टर्स हू आर इन रिअल इस्टेट अँड दोज हू आर डुईंग एक्सेप्शनली वेल. They are so much so, one of them is one of the highest Indian fundraiser for Republican Party. But we do not want to go there. We want all of us to be sort of on the same level, and we want to learn from each other's experience, each other's network, from each other's knowledge base that we have, and then we must share that with each other. आणि ह्याच्यामध्ये प्रत्येकाने ह्याच्यामध्ये गरजे मराठी, बिकॉज वी डोंट गेट इन्व्हॉल्ड इन एनी फायनान्शियल ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स, आपण याच्यामध्ये न ग्रुपच्या कुठल्या ट्रान्झॅक्शन मधनं काही गरजे मराठी अपेक्षा करते किंवा गरजे मराठी कोणाला काही चार्ज करणारे असं नसणारे. पण इव्हेंच्युअली गोइंग अहेड तुम्हाला तुमच्या मीटिंगसाठी, इन पर्सन मीटिंगसाठी, मटेरियलसाठी, शुड वी नीड सम फंड्स, गरजे मराठी ऑल्सो कॅन हेल्प देअर, अँड you amongst yourself also can take care of those funds. प्रत्येकाने आपापले डिसिजन घ्यायचे. गरजे मराठीला याच्यात कुठलीही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एज वेल एज लायबिलिटी एज वेल एज असेट्स नाही आहेत. आणि हा एक अतिशय नवीन असा एक आपल्याला, नाहीतर मराठी माणसं इन जनरल म्हणजे बारिंग पीपल लाईक राहुल, विशाल वगैरे की ज्यांनी ऑलरेडी याच्यामध्ये करिअर केली आहे, हे सोडल्यास आपण आपले IT आणि नोकरी याच्यात जातो. पण दिस हॅज गॉट रिअली ट्रिमेंडस स्कोप गोइंग अहेड. वी माइट वॉन्ट टू एक्सपॅन्ड टू द प्लेसेस इन इंडिया ऑल्सो, हू नोज. पण आता आपण सगळ्यांनी एकत्र येऊन जे राजीवनी कन्सेप्ट मांडलं त्या कन्सेप्टवरती आपण विचार करूया, त्यातले कुठल्या पॉइंटवरती आपल्याला एकत्र काम करता येईल ते पाहूया, आणि वी विल टेक दिस फॉरवर्ड सो दॅट आपण एक काहीतरी नवीन सिस्टीम बनवू. आपण GMGS एक्सलन्स समिट जे आता 3-4 ऑगस्टला आपण न्यू जर्सी मध्ये करतोय, तिथपर्यंत जर आपण चांगली प्रगती केली, आपण चांगला ग्रुप बनवला, आपण चांगले काहीतरी त्याच्यातनं व्हॉट इज देअर फॉर मी अँड व्हॉट आय कॅन गिव्ह, दोघांना जर उत्तर देऊ शकलो ह्या ग्रुपला, तर त्या दिवशी सुद्धा 3 आणि 4 ऑगस्टला सुद्धा गरजे मराठीच्या समिट मध्ये आपण स्टेजवरनं सुद्धा ह्या प्रोग्राम विषयी बोलू शकू. वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग मोर दॅन 1500 पीपल. सो त्यातले बरेच जण इंटरेस्टेड पण असतील, आणि आपण ह्या पर्टिक्युलर्स, मी ऍक्च्युली ह्यांनी CRE असं नाव दिलंय, पण माझी स्वतःची असं म्हणणं की इट कॅन बी नॉन कमर्शियल ऑल्सो. कमर्शियलच रिअल इस्टेट असली पाहिजे असं काही नाही, बट यू पीपल आर एक्सपर्ट्स इन युअर ओन फील्ड और यू हॅव युअर ओन विजन, यू कॅन टेक द डिसिजन. आणि आपण त्या दिवशी सुद्धा म्हणजे 3-4 ऑगस्टला सुद्धा ह्याला चांगला मोठा प्लॅटफॉर्म देऊ. सो विथ दिस फ्यू वर्ड्स आय रिक्वेस्ट राजीव थोरात टू टेक ओव्हर. आणि फर्स्ट अँड फॉरमोस्ट, गरजे मराठीच्या सगळ्या उपक्रमामध्ये माझा भाग किंवा म्हणजे आनंद गानूंचं स्टेटमेंट हे फायनल स्टेटमेंट असं नसतं. जस्ट बिकॉज आय हॅव बीन असोसिएटेड विथ दिस ऑर्गनायझेशन सिन्स बिगिनिंग, इट डझंट मीन आय हॅव फायनल वर्ड. तुमच्यातलेच करून तुम्ही लीड करायचे. अनेक असे उपक्रम आहेत की ज्याच्यामध्ये मी डे टू डे ऍक्टिव्हिटीज मध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व पण होत नाही. सो यू कॅन डिसाइड हाऊ टू रन दिस थिंग्स अमंग युअर सेल्फ. फक्त आता जे 21 आहेत त्या 21चे आपण जेव्हा 50, 60, 100 होऊ शकू तेव्हा आपल्या अनेक ठिकाणचा डाटा मिळू शकेल आणि तो डाटा वापरता येईल. म्हणजे आय नो पीपल फ्रॉम कॅलिफोर्निया हू इन्व्हेस्ट इन हाऊसेस इन टेक्सास ऑल्सो. कारण काय कॅलिफोर्नियामध्ये घर घेता येत नाही पण 4 लाखामध्ये टेक्सासमध्ये घेता येतं आणि त्याच्या रेंटवरती टॅक्स बेनिफिट वगैरे मिळू शकतात. सो ऑल दीज आयडियाज कॅन इव्हॉल्व. आपल्या त्याच्यामध्ये एक्सपर्ट लोक आहेत की ज्यांनी याच्यात काम केलंय, तर सगळ्यांनी एकत्र येऊन हे करावं अशी इच्छा आहे. थँक यू व्हेरी मच अँड कॉंग्रॅच्युलेशन्स फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस बिंग देअर अँड वी हॅव ब्राईट फ्युचर इन दिस पर्टिक्युलर business opportunities also. Namaste. Rahul, you can take over. Rajeev, you can take over and then invite those who want to talk or share their experience and opinions. Please.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Anand, for making this platform available. And I'm really excited that so many of participants and all are definitely having some background and the interest in real estate. Now, good point what Anand raised, why we call as commercial real estate. It is because even if you take a single family residence and put it on rent, it is commercial. So it can be anything. It can be RV park, it can be car wash, anything for that matter, whatever brings revenue other than our day-to-day activities like job. It is commercial real estate. That's how, I mean, generic definition. So I can just give a couple of lines of intro, and then there are experts here, and maybe 3 or 4 experts can share their perspectives. If time permits, we can do more. So I had been as a typical, Marathi, right? Engineer, MBA, worked with Pricewaterhouse, Deloitte, Accenture, and then finally last 5 years. I mean, last 5 years I've been actively investing in real estate in United States, and when I say commercial real estate, and I have understood the dynamics particularly, and most importantly, how things change in 2023 and beyond, and even before that during COVID. So lot of dynamics, lot of changes. So there was a perception that in real estate you only make money. That kind of got changed, and we also see similar perception typically that in gold you always make money. But I always tell everyone to put the CAGR calculator and do number of years and see what is your return. So I believe that whenever I was speaking and meeting with a lot of people, it was not easy to find Maharashtrian investors, Maharashtrian uh, general contractors, or significant number of lawyers who are directly involved in these kind of initiatives. And there are some, definitely, but I came across somebody, he very much lives in Houston. His assets under management is 1.8 billion, and he himself is about $120 million worth. And I said, why not? Indian again, by the way. Why not some Marathi can do this? But then I was thinking, there are always inhibitions. Don't know where to find the right opportunities. So there are enough entry barriers. Then there are exit barriers, because most of the time it is like locked for 5 years, 7 years. And then there is a 506C, 506B, all those intricacies. And then there are K1s coming, the tax implication. So generally, it is easier for most of the Maharashtrian professionals to go to stock market, to go and invest in gold or do SFR, or now crypto. Much easier. With a click, you can do everything. And real estate is real. You have to be there, boots on the ground and hands on. So with this, I thought we can today talk about opportunities, entry barriers, exit barriers, your experiences, particularly in COVID time, pre-COVID, COVID times, post-COVID, and now 23. And now that 23 has become 24. Papa Powell is not interested in looking at interest rate reduction, at least for this year. So there are ways to deal with it. So I would love to have perspectives from the people who have been there and particularly involved in multiple initiatives, not only SFRs. And we can go with few people. And I know Rahul, you want to speak. Jay, you want to speak. Yesterday, I was speaking with Shailesh Chavan. He has a lot of experience. So I just said a few names. You can raise your hands, and then we go. And it's more of a group discussion and knowledge sharing and wisdom sharing session. So who wants to go first? Let's raise hands on the meeting. Swapnil. SFR is single family residence. Swapnil. So
Okay,
Jay,
thank you.
okay.
All right, I will
Yeah,
go.
Jay, go ahead. Yeah.
नमस्कार. मी संजय कळके. मी आहे पुण्याचा आणि आता ऑलमोस्ट 30 वर्ष झाली मला अमेरिकेत आणि मी ऑलमोस्ट 25 एक वर्ष झाली असतील स्मॉल कमर्शियल रिअल इस्टेटमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट्स. पण मी कधी फंड म्हणून रन केला नाही किंवा इन्व्हेस्टर्सचे पैसे कोणाचे घेतले नव्हते. मी सगळे स्वतःचे पैसे वापरलेले. सो आय हॅव वाईड अँड व्हेरिड एक्सपिरियन्स लँड बँक पासून अपॉर्च्युनिस्टिक आणि व्हॅल्यू ॲड या इन्व्हेस्टमेंटचे स्टेजेस असतात. त्याच्याबद्दलही मी नंतर बोलू शकेन पाहिजे तेव्हा. पण it has been a great avenue for me to generate a lot of wealth. I cannot say this loudly. प्लीज, मी सगळ्यांना जे कोणी मला मदत किंवा सल्ला मागत होते त्यांना सगळ्यांना मी रिअल इस्टेट घ्या, रिअल इस्टेट घ्या. ज्यांना कमर्शियल जमत नव्हती त्यांना रेसिडेन्शियल. And I'm more than happy to share my entire journey, but I can take the entire hour of allocated here. So let's give others the opportunity, and if
No,
anybody has
Jay,
any specific
Jay,
questions.
perfect. Thank you. This was more of introduction.
Yes.
Let me be possibly more pointed. And the exam question is, right now, let's look at my 30 years experience in real estate is like, you are very, very experienced and tenured, no doubt about it. But we are talking about pre-COVID, couple of years, COVID, then the 2023, which is interest rates going high and still maintaining. So what do we do today, given these 3-4 years where really swinging the pendulum from one end to the other? So we would love to have comments from you, then Rahul, and then Shailesh. How do you think, how do we trade these waters, turbulent waters to be precise?
My short answer, the very short answer, is always this: investment has timeline, not a deadline. So I invest in any market if I see the opportunity, if it's right.
Okay, perfect.
And
Sure.
it has worked very well. So I absolutely have zero reasons to change that thinking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cool. So we'll like to know your strategy maybe in some other call,
Yeah,
maybe a
yeah.
little
More than
bit.
happy. Yeah.
But how to deal in such situation is a good advice from a senior person like you. Okay, now let's go to Vishal. Thank you, Jay, meanwhile.
Welcome.
Is that, did you mention
Rahul.
me?
No, I'm
Oh, is
sorry.
that me?
Rahul
Okay,
Vishal. Yeah.
okay, okay. मला विशाल म्हटल्यावर पहिलं नाव वाटलं, पण नाही, मला वाटलं कोणतरी विशाल असेल. सो नाही, माझं नाव राहुल विसाळ, पुण्याचा मी पण. आणि आय वुड नॉट लाईक, आय विल अग्री विथ जे. जसं इन्व्हेस्टमेंटला टायमिंग टायमिंग कधी नसतं. इट्स ऑल अबाउट नंबर्स, इट्स ऑल अबाउट ROI. इफ यू कॅन मेक नंबर्स वर्क, इट डझंट मेक अ डिफरन्स विच मार्केट यू आर इन. It's all about just making the numbers work for you. थोडं बहुत माझ्या बाबतीत इज आय एम ॲक्च्युली मे बी सगळ्या आपल्या मराठी लोकांच्या लाईनवरतीच मी सुरुवातीपासून चाललो होतो. सो पुण्यामध्ये इंजिनिअरिंगचं झालं, शिक्षण झाल्यावरती टेल्कोमध्ये आय एम मेकॅनिकल इंजिनियर. टेल्कोमध्ये काम केलं, टेल्कोमधनं बोईंगमध्ये मला जॉब मिळाला. सो आय एंड अप इन शिकागो और एंड अप इन युनायटेड स्टेट्स. तिथून शिकागोमध्ये आलो कारण की माझा ले ऑफ झाला. आणि दॅट ले ऑफ काइंड ऑफ चेंज माय थिंकिंग अबाउट दिस होल कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड. आणि तेव्हापासून माझ्या डोक्यात बिझनेसचा किंवा ऑन्टरप्रिनरशिपचा किडा वळवायला लागला. अँड दॅट वॉज बॅक इन 99. आणि त्यानंतर मी परत जॉब घेतला 10-12 वर्ष. आणि आय वॉज लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग विच which will give me that power to come out of corporate world. आणि जसं राजीव म्हटला की तू सगळ्यांना सांगतोस रिअल इस्टेट घ्या. मी ऍक्सिडेंटली रिअल इस्टेट घेतली ऍज अन इन्व्हेस्टमेंट. पण मला दुसरं काही जमलं नाही. माझा काही ते आपले स्टॉक आणि ह्याच्यामध्ये बरेच पैसे गमावून झाले. ते काय मला झेपलं नाही तिथं काही. पण रिअल इस्टेट somehow was close to my heart. So I started investing. So आज आता जवळजवळ पहिलं घर घेऊन मी 2012 फेब्रुवारी वॉज माय फर्स्ट हाऊस. सो गेले 10 वर्ष मी रेसिडेन्शियल रिअल इस्टेट बाय करतोय इन शिकागोलँड एरिया. These are all single family houses. I have some multi-families. I ventured into multi-families too. I don't know how much you want me to share, but coming back to your question of mainly the COVID time. So जेव्हा कोविडच्या आधी real estate was very strong. The numbers were very strong. Like you can buy anything. The interest rate were like historically low. So it was a great market. But it was tough market for investors because सगळेच त्याच्यामध्ये पडले होते. So it was a difficult market for us to accumulate any properties. During COVID, पहिला धक्का मला बसला की आता जॉब्स लोकांचे जे गेले तर माझे जे कोणी रेंटर्स आहेत ते मला पे करतील की नाही. आणि लिटरली पहिले काही दिवस झोप उडाली होती. पण टू बी ऑनेस्ट इट ऍक्च्युली वर्कड आउट एक्झॅक्टली अपोजिट. लोकांना ऍक्च्युली घरामध्ये बसले त्यांना लॉट ऑफ पीपल गॉट लॉट ऑफ सपोर्ट. And we came out of that thing. So we got actually more thing out of it. As interest rates started going up, that starts to become an investor's market. When inventory dry झाले की lot of other people are not, they don't want to get in there. So I could actually accumulate a lot of properties in last 2-3 years. So जसं प्रत्येक मार्केटमध्ये as long as you tweak your strategies, you can still find a way out to accumulate properties, accumulate wealth. आणि जसं राजीव म्हटला की wealth generation apart from your job and passive income is only in real estate. म्हणजे I know people make money in stock market. I know people make money in the crypto and all that, but not everybody really can get to the bottom of those investments. So real estate is simple. I believe real estate is an equalizer. You don't need any kind of education. Anybody can do this thing. So anybody who's looking for it, I'm all there. I can share my experiences in next meetings. We actually have a training program. We do teach real estate. So I'm a mentor at one of the largest real estate investor firm in Chicago. We do a lot of boot camps, a lot of seminars to teach exactly what we did. So I don't know how much you want me to share, but that's my perspective.
Great. Thank you, Rahul.
Can I just come into picture here for a second? See,
Please, Anand.
गर्जे मराठीचा जो कन्सेप्ट आहे मेंटर मेंटी कनेक्ट करणं, हा याच्यामध्ये डेफिनेटली एक आहे. एक्सपिरियन्स लोकांनी ज्यांना ह्याच्यात इंटरेस्ट आहे त्यांना शिकवावं, त्यांची वर्कशॉप घ्यावीत. इट इज नॉट ॲट ऑल एक्सपेक्टेड की दोट शुड बी फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. कारण काय, इट इज ऑल आफ्टर ऑल इट्स अ बिझनेस. पण जर एखाद्याने असं काही वर्कशॉप घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करायचा किंवा करायचा असेल तर गर्जे मराठी विल डेफिनेटली गिव्ह द प्लॅटफॉर्म. सो हे एक लक्षात ठेवायचं की मेंटर मेंटी ही सिस्टीम बनवायची, नवीन लोकांना अट्रॅक्ट आपल्या करायचंय आपल्या अनुभवावरनं, टू शो देम दॅट देर इज अन अपॉर्च्युनिटी, बिग अपॉर्च्युनिटी इन दिस फील्ड. प्लीज कॅरी ऑन.
Perfect. Thanks, Anand. Now, Shailesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Rajeev. It's so nice to connect with fellow, Maharashtrians. So, my name is Shailesh Chavan. I'm a physician by training. I'm from Mumbai. Mumbai मधून आहे आणि KM मधून ट्रेनिंग केलंय मी. आणि I came to the States about 25 years ago. Started in the clinical side and then went to pharma, biotech, R&D, and had a small entrepreneurial sort of stint just before the recession time. Got a little bit of an exit. त्या एक्झिटमुळे after that it was perfect timing. त्यामुळे जेव्हा when the real estate went sort of 2007 went down, created an opportunity for me to sort of get in and get into purchasing properties, more residential, about 30 of them. And it was like literally drinking with a fire hose. You're going after foreclosures, fixing them, and I think like Jay probably will sort of you know this from his experience as well. But over the years, I it you know for me, real estate was always sort of a supplement. I'm very much on the medical side. That's my sort of bane. I'm now on the venture side of things, so startups, investments in the life sciences side. Uh, but real estate has been a great sort of has tax and other sort of major sort of support. So um, what we have done is over the years gone away from the residential side and focused on the commercial side. So what I own now is a mix of commercial, more on the storage side, trailer parks, RV parks, as well as sort of student housing properties. So that's been sort of an area I feel I wanted to get into, getting little bit where I want to protect my investments and I want to keep them sort of where they're sort of passive, but I don't have to really manage them and chase tenants. So that was very important to me, just because time was, and it's just me and my wife who is sort of driving the, management. We have a property management company as well, but supporting us. But the idea was to sort of be really, really not a lot on the hands-on side. So, uh, post COVID, I think things are timing is important, but I'm a very, very conservative investor. So I also want to look at things when where they are available at a I'm a pretty much a crisis sort of focused investor. So I've been waiting for a correction, but that's not happened. So we've stayed liquid, and so we have been focused on the biotech and sort of healthcare investments more than residential or more sort of real estate investments at this time, just sort of holding up and waiting for our opportunities. So this is to me where I've made tremendous amount of mistakes, more than I think we could do quite a bit of sessions on. And I'm sure I'm here to learn from Rahul and all the other folks who are probably the gurus in these. So that's why that's my spiel. But really glad to be
Great.
here. Yeah.
Thanks, Shailesh, and we'll go to the next person. But before that, I happened to chat with Shailesh yesterday. Very, very interesting perspectives we shared. And in my entire life, I was very closely working with, I would say, financial services markets, and we believed that the money moves from one asset class to other asset class, like Atma, right? वो एका शरीरात ना दुसऱ्या शरीरात. But I don't know, it's a very unique condition today where all the asset classes are up, nothing is down. So interesting. We can have a separate session on that. But let's go to Sheetal. She has raised her hand. Go ahead, Sheetal.
Can
Sheetal,
you
we
hear me?
can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi, मी
Yes.
शीतल म्हात्रे. मला वाटतं मी आनंद सरांशी आज फर्स्ट टाइम बघते, जरी आम्ही फोनवरती वगैरे बोललेले, बट दिस इज अमेझिंग what you are doing, and thank you for what you do. I just have one follow-up question. You can talk later. This is for Shailesh. It's about the foreclosure. So I want to know more about the foreclosure, but I don't want to take everybody's time. We can always have the chat later, because this is very important part how you can acquire the foreclosure property, because there are so many legal things come in between, and how can we resell the foreclosure property.
Yeah. Can I just? It did not be. He did not Dr. Shailesh, to be honest, did not share his thoughts separately with you. We can keep sessions on these things, so
Yes.
that everybody learns. Everybody learns. So that's a point that we can take forward. So Shailesh, see, you have job on hand straight away. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
No, yeah. So
So
yeah.
it's a
Go ahead,
learn
Shailesh.
very
yeah,
quickly. We can, I think, have this. I think it will be a good way to sort of learn from those. Sort of there are opportunities, especially when there was the economic crisis. Uh, I was working with the banks, honestly, and so there were lots of you can chase and work with banks, and then you have to make a lot of phone calls. You have to actually go see more properties than you know just to sort of get access to the ones you wanted. But there are त्याच्या advantages खूप आहेत. म्हणजे I bought things म्हणजे pennies on a dollar. I wish I had more money. And it is like that. It's like a kid in a candy store. You really, पण त्याच्यामध्ये हे पण आहे की म्हणजे तेवढा मग एक्सपिरियन्स पाहिजे आपल्याला फिक्स करणे हे ते पण. Where I've been really fortunate has been buying properties which were foreclosed, and the second asset class I've really been fortunate has been trusts. So where high net worth people passing away, and then I've literally bought portfolios. So it's like when you have a network that's pretty big, त्यांच्या through जेव्हा if somebody who's a high net worth person dies, um, the family doesn't want to deal with these estates. So estates properties have been fantastic for me. So just working with
so
people,
Shailesh,
then huh,
I
yeah,
think
sorry.
it's a big topic in my opinion.
Yes.
Let's do one thing. Where it may not be justice to such a short time. So, Sheetal, if you are okay, the way we think, you go on typing. What would you like to listen up? Let's take a couple of topics from the next call and elaborate, because what Shailesh is talking is a small piece of the big game called flipping. And flipping can involve multiple things, and flipping is a very important portion of many people making a lot of money. And he mentioned something that when you get a foreclose or distress sale kind of a house, there are many factors when you make money, like including how fast and how cost effectively you make it better and sell, and which kind of area or county or literally sub what do you call a sub area you get that, and who are the neighbors, lot of things. And there are also other risks including squatters. So there are many things. I mean, we have to deal with it, and it can be a full 1 hour topic, to be honest. So happy to do that. Please start typing, those who are interested, what you would like to cover in the next call. Let's keep couple of topics and get into full details, because that will really be a great knowledge share, in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that okay, Sheetal? We keep one full session or
Oh
half
yes,
session?
yes. No. That's what I mentioned. I don't want to, keep this discussion dragging, because foreclosure is really big topic. But this is very important topic to make money in real estate.
Absolutely.
Have the separate session for
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Yeah. So it is not
Rajeev,
foreclosure alone, is one of the inputs to flipping. So
yeah,
we'll work on that. Yeah. Go ahead. Somebody's
Ra-
saying something.
Rajeev, this is Rahul.
Yeah.
Eight topic is not enough for that thing. It's like going to be a 10 to 20 topics, because what Shailesh was mentioning is just a one way of buying
Correct.
foreclosure. Like,
Correct.
to
There
be
are many
honest,
ways.
it's so funny that actually I bought one property today on the auction. So I
Okay.
do a lot of sheriff auctions too. So now that market is coming back too. So I
Yeah.
like when Shailesh started back in 2007. Maybe I
Exactly.
wish I would have started that time, but 2012, we were literally buying properties for 10,000 and 12,000, which worth today almost 350 and 400. So
Fantastic.
it's ridiculous how what you can do with this.
Exactly. So we'll set that up. Okay. So Anu, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. माझं नाव Anushri Joshi Mehndare आहे. I am based in Toronto, Canada. So our real estate market is slightly different, slightly chaotic, to say the least. But I've learned a lot. I've been a real estate broker for the last 10 years, full time. I'm an investor as well, mostly single family residential. आणि माझी एक property management company पण आहे, जे small and medium sized investors साठी support provide करतं. Mostly I work with single family residential. Of course, I'm happy to be a part of this group, share my residential real estate experience, but also learn from all of you that do commercial real estate. That is something new for me. So I'm very happy to be a part of this group. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Anu. Uh, who else is interested in sharing some thoughts about what can be the next topic? So one of the topics I have on my mind is maybe it typically wearing that consulting hat, due diligence hat, audit hat. So invariably, what I've seen, there are many shiny objects in the market. I recently, like last month, I got a proposal from somebody in Houston, very reputed guy. He's telling me, look, you can double your money in 3 years. I said, look, if you can either, explain me the math and mechanisms, I'm happy to put any amount of money, or you put your own money and double it, because all these kind of shiny objects can be pretty dangerous. Second thing, my own experience, and I mean, I'm not comparing it with people like Jay or Rahul and even Shailesh, but I always do CAGR over period of time, and I include almost everything, even if you take real estate, various types of real estates, right? And then I look at it, how much do I get? How much did I get? And possibly for everybody, it is different CAGR. And given financial services background, like my typical clients, when I used to be a managing director with Accenture, it was UBS, Credit Suisse, JPMC, Barclays, naturally everything related to capital markets or banking. If you take all the asset classes in your life and then start doing CAGR, you'll see a different picture altogether. So exciting to see somebody who has bought Nvidia last year and potentially sold it at 900 this year, but it is rarely happens. It is an exception, not a rule. So I would possibly give some homework that before we come on the next call, do your CAGR for real estate, and it will be an interesting point to discuss. And then we'll also talk about different ways of doing due diligence, and people like Rahul, Jay, and Shailesh can also share their perspective, how they do due diligence, how do they do underwriting and risk management, and in a situation where they have ran into difficult situation, including legal hassles, including some activities happening which are illegal and illegitimate from our own houses which we are given on rents, how to deal in this situation. And interestingly, real estate is real and local, I would say. So let's try and do that. And I'm seeing so many questions or topics coming in, so we will definitely set it up. We have about 22 minutes still, which is cool. So anybody else who wants to share perspective?
Dr. Prasanna Joshi had some comments. He can come in.
Oh, sure. Please go ahead.
Dr. Prasanna Joshi.
Well, I had a question because I'm completely new to this. So my question was more from the perspective to start with this investment, right? How do you identify those opportunities in the real estate space, and then what metrics really define? Again, coming from that particular background of metrics definition and KPIs and stuff like that, it would be great if we can have one of these topics as agenda in any of our next calls. I know it could be a great topic, a big topic to discuss right now in 20 minutes, but more than happy if we can have this as a part of the agenda.
Okay, so can I just rephrase it, if it is okay, Prasanna? What
Sure,
my
sure.
understanding is, and Shailesh ji and Rahul can also give some color, is you are saying one, opportunity identification, then two, qualification of that opportunity,
Correct.
and then three is then investment. Correct?
That's
These are the
correct.
typical 3 stages. And what are the different ways? What are the different math? People use cap rate, people use multiple things when you see those presentations. And when they say value add, what does that really mean? Ground up, what does that really mean? So all those things, I'm talking about multifamily or those kind of things. But for each asset class, there are different ways to look at it. And you are right. And particularly, like Shailesh has invested in RV, and I never had guts to go there because I always was scared to invest in RV parks.
Okay.
So I know somebody who has invested in ATM as an underlying asset class. No, I stayed away. So everybody has an appetite as we invest in stock market. I mean, everybody has a risk appetite, and you see all our investment advisors would do a typical profiling of ours as an investor. And by the way, that risk appetite changes over a period of time, as well as our stage in the life, stage in our income generation age or otherwise. So a lot of factors, but it can be a full-time topic as well. I completely agree.
Correct. And first, I want
So
to thank all of you for the wonderful introduction. And Anandji, as always, hats off to you for having this in place. And one more thing, Rajiv, to what I think Prachi asked the question, but I'll try to rephrase it if I can. My question was, is this really a passive income generation, or we really need to be actively involved? Because many people say that, yeah, real estate investment could be passive, but I see most of you guys who have really achieved in this particular area don't seem to be passive investors. You seem to be active investors. So maybe
yeah,
that is
yeah, we can talk about that transition as well. And I have lived that transition from passive to kind of active, so we can talk about it.
okay. Sure. Thank
And
you
I
very
can
much.
talk about how you can be actively passive.
That would be great, Jay. Thank you so much.
So
It
we have
can be
now Jay.
passively active too, Jay.
Yeah.
Is
Jay, can you
Prachi,
please go ahead?
is Prachi's question taken up? Prachi, you have some question?
Prachi.
I think Prasanna, Dr. Prasanna rephrased it. But Prachi, are you okay?
Yeah, actually, it's Rahul Gokhale here. Sorry, by mistake, I logged in from my wife's phone, so it was my
Okay.
question because
Rahul,
in general, I just wanted to bring it up on behalf. Hi, Ananji. First and foremost, thank you for this session. Me and my wife, we have been looking for some kind of platform like this where we could learn and start our real estate journey. Uh, it's great to hear from people who are experienced and extremely successful in this field from someone who has just kind of started the real estate journey, right? I'm super new to this, and we bought our first real estate investment in 2021, and in 2 years we are already seeing like a 40% return on it. So we are super excited, but we are so new to this country, this environment. We are so scared to kind of put our money. One big factor is like it's too much work. So if you could just talk about like how much time does it dedicate to be like a passive real estate investor, especially if you must do a full-time job and you don't have any other option. So any thoughts would be welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely, we'll cover that, no doubt about it. And that's what we talked about transitioning. And I have personally lived that. I had been a passive investor because my job was morning 5 a.m. till 11 p.m. in the night, right? New York, New Jersey, and all the capital market clients. So I lived that. Anyway, great. So we have two more people waiting. Jay, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up. I am a hotel developer, and I had a session at Garje Marathi before. So the other thing, like you talked about, multifamily and a few other avenues. The other avenue available is also hotels. Has anyone in the industry done development into hotels? And that's my question here.
So are you saying commercial real estate, motels, small hotels, big hotels? Is that your question?
Correct.
Right. So I have an investment right now, which is called uh, Aventura, which is exactly midway between Fort Lauderdale and Miami South Beach, and which is a kind of mix. So there are experiences and there are complexities associated with that. And I'm happy to take it offline if you are specifically interested in hotels and motels, and we can or do a separate session on hotels, because there is a very different asset class.
Correct. No, I had done one session in GJ before, Garje
Okay.
Marathi before. So, but wanted to just see if there are any other people who are doing that, and would be exciting to know what are their experiences. But I'll take it
Absolutely.
offline with you.
No problem. Are you right now trying to identify an opportunity for hotel investment? And if yes, why specifically hotel investment? I'm just curious.
No, I currently have 4 hotels myself.
Oh, fantastic. So that
Yep.
should have been first, Jay.
Right.
Should have been first.
And I'm launching a new Hilton grounds up development project here
Oh,
in
super.
Wisconsin.
Amazing. Amazing. You are the man for
Just
hotels. Great.
just to add one point, like, isn't it like most of the motels are run by Patels?
So this is pretty interesting. I was at a hotel conference recently, and I was the only Marathi guy over there.
Because me, Raju always talk to me about the Patel Motel president, like association president is Mr. Patel, and it's so hard to like meet him. But if you are really interested in that investment, I can put you in touch with him, and you can talk to him because he's.
No, I just want to exchange notes if that is the case.
Yeah,
Yes, because
because
I'm
he's
into that
president
business.
of Patel Motel, so he knows everything in and out about that industry.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you
Perfect.
very much.
Thank you.
You can
Thank
you can text me on WhatsApp, and I can put you in touch with him.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Jay doesn't
Jay,
need
Jay,
tips. Jay doesn't need tips. He is veteran
yeah,
in this. Jay doesn't need tips. Am I right, Jay?
Jay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recently raised I recently raised funding for my Hilton project. So
See?
if anybody is
So,
interested, let me know.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, possibly a little difference. I mean, Sheetal, you can always connect Hasu with him, but Jay is focused on places like Hilton, and it is not a model, so big differentiator. But yeah, Jay, it will be happy. We all will be happy to know your knowledge and wisdom about doing Hiltons. It will be fantastic.
yeah, I'm so proud. Like, you are getting into the 5-star. Let them stay
Correct.
in the hotel. We'll get the 5 stars.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Great. Thank you.
We have some time. So Naresh, can you
yeah,
go ahead?
Naresh Apte has raised.
नरेश आपटे
Naresh,
सॉरी मी ड्राईव्ह करतोय त्याच्यामुळे कॅमेरा ऑन नाहीये माझा
that's okay.
एनिवेज
You have to be safe.
yeah
Okay, go ahead.
so just real quick introduce करायचं होतं so far बरीच नावं ओळखीची दिसतात मला so that's great these guys are all successful everybody can learn from them माझं स्वतःच्या केसमध्ये माझं स्वतःचा सिंगल फॅमिली रेसिडेन्सचा पोर्टफोलिओ आहे प्रायव्हेट लेंडिंगचा पोर्टफोलिओ आहे कमर्शियल रिअल इस्टेट आणि कन्स्ट्रक्शन ब्रिज लोन्स वगैरे I've dealt with those as well. Primarily single family side la I think I found the pretty much unqualified success. मगाशी शैलेश म्हणला तसं I wish I had more money in 2008. अक्षरशः नेबरहुडचे नेबरहुड कोर्टच्या कोर्ट विकत घेता येत होते तेव्हा आणि सो आय बॉट ॲज मेनी ॲज आय कड आणि ते आता या क्वाड्रुपल झालेत सगळे सो येस इट इज रिअल दीज स्टोरीज आर रिअल इट इज पॉसिबल थोडा एक वेगळा पर्स्पेक्टिव्ह पण मी इकडे आणणार होतो बेस्ड ऑन ऑफ लेट मी जसं माझी स्टाईल जशी बदलली आहे आणि ती गेटिंग मोर इन टू सिक्युरिटाइज साइड ऑफ रिअल इस्टेट आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट रीट्स आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ETFs that are even that are of REITs, etc., and options on those, right? So I mean, anyways, not to bore everybody with all that terminology, पण माझा स्वतःचा अनुभव असा आहे की that is something that market is something where it requires very little capital and almost no hunting as such, especially on the option side. Current, you can set the price at which your math works out based on whatever parameters. And leverageability in the option world, in the capital markets in general anyways, is superb. आणि ऑलमोस्ट इन्स्टंटेनियस. त्याच्यामुळे माझा ऑफ लेट फोकस इज मोर ऑन दी सेक्युरिटाइज साइड ऑफ रिअल इस्टेट. आणि त्याच्यामध्ये यू कॅन गेट स्पेशलाइज. यू कॅन से मला फक्त मेडिकल फॅसिलिटीज पाहिजेत, मला फक्त हॉटेल्स पाहिजेत, मला फक्त सिंगल फॅमिली, सो ऑन अँड सो फोर्थ. देर इज प्रॉब्ली अ रीड फॉर एव्हरीथिंग. आणि ऑफकोर्स इंडिव्हिज्युअल प्रोजेक्ट्स पण आहेत. यू कॅन बाय फ्रॅक्शनल इंटरेस्ट इन, मी कंपन्यांची नावं विसरतोय, इन टू, यू कॅन जस्ट लुक ॲट द प्रोजेक्ट ऑनलाईन, लुक्स गुड, यू कॅन से आय विलिंग टू कम इन ॲट वॉट एव्हर, 5K पासून सुरू होऊ शकतं वगैरे वगैरे. सो I find that market to be, I mean, but even more than that, the securitized market is where I find most liquid, easy to get in, get out, predictable. Rajeev, to CAGR बद्दल बोलत होतास. Again, not to bore everybody, I tend to focus more on IRR side, because that actually takes into account the cash flow rather than beginning and end of the portfolio. Anyhow,
Absolutely.
that's
Definitely important
Perfect.
parameter. Yeah. So
Naresh,
I'm very
Naresh is the one who's leading our venture catalyst group, which I mentioned in the beginning. So we are practically on the similar lines. We are working here, So we have a lot to learn from Naresh about how they have, sort of formed that initiative and taken it to the next stage. Am I right,
Oh
Naresh?
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah. Definitely, there are parallel things over here. Jay involved आहेत, Jay Kake. I see Pramod Mane पण आहेत. So yeah, there are few people that there is an overlap for sure. So we can
Okay,
definitely tag
Carry on.
team. Yep.
Thank you.
absolutely great. And I really appreciate you doing a fusion of, with the moment you say securitized, there are two kind of reactions. One is, oh, it is easy, it is one click away, you can do with $100. For example, Arrived, right? So you saying some website. So Arrived is one of them. But the whole point is, then you suddenly you remember, securitized and derivatives kind of things which were in the subprime market. So given worked with crazy companies and particularly capital market companies. So people who are interested, go to BlackRock, go to KKR, Blackstone, all those websites, look at REITs, look at securitized products, structured products, options, everything. But I would say with bit of caution, because it is pretty complex. Sometimes what is underlying you might not even know, and the derivative could be different. Naresh, I'm just trying to be
Absolutely.
cautious, given people may not know.
I should put that disclaimer on it.
Yeah.
That this is one of the reasons ki me खूप I'm very skittish about talking specifically about what I do,
Securitized
because
products,
because there are regulations and the risks
correct.
are what the risks are. But yeah, anyway, just what you said is exactly right. Yes.
Raju, you have eye on the this thing.
Yeah,
Messages also.
absolutely. We have
No,
7 minutes.
not time. I'm talking about the messages. There are a few messages also, so you can check those. Yeah.
No, those are for requests for the topics, and I think I'm super
Yes.
excited that we already have 3-4 sessions booked. So which is good. We'll schedule it. I don't know the frequency you guys can make it. If you want monthly.
Yeah, Rajiv, I think if you have concluded, I think we are 7 minutes to go. I want to share a few things.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just trying to conclude, Anand, with asking everybody. So I will summarize and possibly put some topics based on our discussion, and I'll take this list, and which is very important, that everybody wants to contribute and everybody wants to learn. Now, my question was, can we do it now that everybody's on the call? Can we do it once in a month? What does work for people?
Yeah, I would suggest, because we are new, first meeting you keep in 15 days.
Okay.
Coming, because the momentum has to stay alive.
Okay.
And first meeting you keep in 15 days. After that, we can have monthly.
Okay.
That is okay.
Okay.
If everybody is okay with that. I think so. Chalo, let's go ahead. First meeting, Rajiv, you plan?
Okay.
Yeah, we are getting few thumbs up. Those are good enough. Yeah.
Perfect.
Others are tired of raising thumb. That's all.
Please go ahead, Anand, and maybe closing remarks.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll do that 15 days from now. I'll schedule a meeting. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So Topics we will decide. Rajiv and few people can come together and decide. Okay, Satish wants to say something. Satish, please go ahead.
No, this is good, and I just wanted to say I'm good with that meeting after 2 weeks.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Satish. Satish, thank you, Satish. सो 2-3 गोष्टी मला ऍक्च्युली शेअर करायच्या वाटतात, विच आय थिंक जे गर्जे मराठी बरोबर असोसिएटेड आहे सगळ्यांना माहिती असेल. आम्ही इवन इन अवर स्टार्टअप्स वी टेल पीपल that you cannot form a group or you cannot get somebody to support you, mentor you, share his or her own mind unless you share your ideas also. सो इथे असं नाहीये की तुम्हाला काहीतरी एखादं माहिती आहे ते टॉप सिक्रेट आहे तो इतरांशी शेअर नाही करता येईल. सो वी मस्ट शेअर व्हॉट एव्हर वी नो. म्हणजे जे स्टार्टअप्स मध्ये असतील तर अरे तू जर मेंटरला आणि इन्व्हेस्टरला तुझी आयडिया नाही सांगितलीस तर तो तुझ्यात कसा इन्व्हेस्ट करेल. सो इट इज फील फ्री वी ऑल हॅव आयडियाज विच वी मस्ट शेअर. माझ्या मते पुढली मीटिंग 15 दिवसांनी करतोय. दॅट इज अ करेक्ट थिंग. वी ऑल मस्ट गेट people, like-minded people in our network and our group. किंवा आता जे राजीव एखादी पोस्ट करेल आजची समरी करून, राजीव यू हॅव टू डू दॅट समरी करून ती पोस्ट. आणि जे व्हिडिओ रेकॉर्डिंग आहे ना दॅट विल कीप फॉर आवर सेल्फ. व्हिडिओ रेकॉर्डिंग विल नॉट मेक इट ओपन. दॅट विल बट वी कॅन क्रिएट अ पोस्ट आणि व्हिडिओ रेकॉर्डिंग मी युट्यूब बनवीन पण फॉर द प्रायव्हेट सर्क्युलेशन विच विल सर्क्युलेट अमंग्स आवर सेल्फ. आणि वी शुड इन्व्हाइट मोर पीपल एक्स्पेशली युथ्स. की असं नाही की 55व्या वर्षीच आता बाकी सगळं झालं म्हणून आता प्रॉपर्टी इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करूया. पीपल कॅन इन्व्हेस्ट स्टार्ट मेकिंग द इन्व्हेस्टमेंट राईट फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग ऑल्सो इफ आय एम नॉट रॉंग. सो ते तुम्ही सांगा. हॉटेल ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज तर आहेतच आपल्याकडे आहेत. नंबर ऑफ हॉटेलियर्स हू कॅन बी देअर. सो what we are doing right now for Marathi community is something that we have never done before. So we will face some problems, but together I think we will manage how to overcome that. आणि एकमेकांशी शेअर करूया, युथना इन्व्हॉल्व करूया आणि हा ग्रुप मोठा केला तर आपल्याला निम्म्या ठिकाणी काम व्यवस्थित करता येईल. सो दीज वेर माय रिमार्क्स. कोणाला काही बोलायचं असेल हॉटेल ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी ऍक्शन. आणि राजीव ऍक्शन प्लॅन पुढे म्हणजे व्हॉट विल डू इन नेक्स्ट 2 months अँड व्हॉट विल डू इन नेक्स्ट 6 months याच्याविषयी काहीतरी जरा विचार करा. आणि कुठले टॉपिक्स करायचे ते तुम्ही डिसाईड करा. आय विल बी क्रिएटिंग अ सेपरेट गुगल वर्कस्पेस अँड गुगल युजर फॉर दिस पर्टिक्युलर ग्रुप की ज्याचे one or two of you might be having the back end control. सो सगळा डाटा एका ठिकाणी स्टोअर होईल आणि त्याच्यावरती आपल्याला एक इंडिपेंडेंट ईमेल ऍड्रेस मिळून आपण एकमेकांशी कम्युनिकेट करू शकू. व्हॉट्सअप ग्रुपमध्ये मॅक्झिमम लोकांना जॉईन व्हायला सांगा बिकॉज व्हॉट्सअप इज द फास्टेस्ट वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेटिंग आणि त्याच्यात आपले आयडियाज पण शेअर करता येतील. सो विथ दिस आय एम थँकिंग यू ऑल फॉर जॉईनिंग सच अ इम्पॉर्टंट मीटिंग. आणि शीतलनी हात रेज टू से समथिंग and then we can conclude.
Just quick thing. If you know, if anybody needs any help with mayor's office or anything, I am from political background. So if you need a help in New York, Houston, California, let me know with all, because I do work with lot of real estate investors here, and they always come to me and ask me, can you get this thing done quickly? So if you need any help, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to do it.
Thank you, Sheetal. That's great. Okay. Is that all?
I guess so. So thanks everyone and have a great evening and good night.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajeev.
Thanks,
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night.